Oh, okay. We got to do the Sydney Sweeney. There's Sydney Sweeney updates. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not ready for what has happened. Number one, she did the Nazi Eagle ad, right? A double entendre, a pun for superior genes, whatever. People got real mad. Not that there's anything, going on. Not that there's any sort of momentum on that side. I think it's more so indicative of the time that we're in, that corporations are like feeling comfortable with like making double entendres such as this one. Having said that, Republicans love the message. And there's one Republican who really loved the message.
By the way, the Sydney Sweeney controversy can't get enough of this either. I mean, the jeans ad.
Yeah, that's my clickbait.
I mean, it's all over the place. You'll remember this ad of everybody talking.
You said Twitch is going to be next? Brother, what are you talking about? Twitch is already there. Look at the environment. Look at the environment of political discourse on this platform. I was talking to a couple friends about this. Like, in 2020 and onward, for quite a long time, a lot of you guys, a lot of liberals, maybe even liberals who didn't like me, enjoyed a very different platform. When I was the top political content creator on this platform, and I know this is going to get clipped and posted everywhere to be like, he's so mad, he's so sad or whatever. But when I was the top political content creator on the platform, I think that the platform and the environment overall was like way more progressive. People were literally, because most people only care about trends, like most content creators only care about politics as a trend or a meta. They don't necessarily care about like the actual impact. They don't have like any sort of discernible ideology, or even those who do have one don't actually let their opinions be known unless it's like allowed, right? Unless the permission structure allows them. There was an environment of fear amongst content creators as well, that like they would get quote unquote canceled, or they had to be brand safe. And even my liberal haters, okay, would probably go back to that environment if they had the opportunity. It's over at this point. The permission structure has shifted so dramatically that people are terrified. People are terrified of saying anything that steps out of line with right-wing content creators. And there's almost like a reverse cancel culture, but this time it's a much more violent cancel culture, right? Because it's not just like, oh, you lose your brand deals if you're progressive. You get harassed by some of the worst right-wing monsters and their audiences that are excited. They're salivating at the prospect of having someone else in their crosshairs. That has made it so that many people who are progressive themselves, like content creators who are progressive themselves, have just shut the fuck up out of fear that they will get retaliated on if they dare to invoke the name of Asmongold or Aiden Ross or even fucking Ethan Klein or any number of different people. This has made the audiences think that right-wing content and right-wing commentary is the popular commentary. It has made people assume that this is actually the cool thing. That permission structure is devastating. It's dangerous. It is rotting the brains of an entire fucking generation. From Kick to Twitter, all the way to fucking Twitch. I've said this before. Some of the liberals wanted to attack the left so hard and attack myself and other leftist content creators so hard and disparage them and lie about them and actively put the beat on them that they played a role in this environment. They played a role in right-wingers gaining prominence. And now you got my jeans are superior ads. And mainstream culture has shifted, swung dramatically in the direction of like open right-wing sentiment. So much so that they can just like fucking meme about it.
I don't know, accusing the company American Eagle as being racist and all of the above. Well, President Trump is reacting to reports now that she is a registered Republican. Listen.
She's a registered Republican? Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney?
Oh, now I love her ad. Bro, didn't you tell everyone you didn't care about the ad? Yes, I don't. Because the ad itself is not going to make people go, I love eugenics. The ad itself is more devastating when you think about the environment for major corporations. A couple of years back, no corporation would ever fucking dare to entertain a double entendre about like superior genes with like a blonde woman with blue eyes, okay? Now, they're just fucking swinging from the fences because they know that this kind of back and forth, this kind of discourse helps them overall. And now you even got the fucking president leaning into it.
Sweeney, you'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic.
So do you think she gets an invite to the White House out of that?
There you go.
In true
True Trump fashion. Look, this didn't even have to be a story. You had two competitors going at it. You had the American Eagle with Sweeney on the cover and Beyonce, who has taken over Levi's as well. And both of them are beautiful women. And people were buying both of them. They have turned this into some type of scandal. It didn't have to be that way. The woman wasn't even talking about her politics. Now we're going and looking at her voter history. She was a private person. I mean, I just think it's a little bit ridiculous, but I think it's great for American Eagle because now their value is going to go up all because of the outrage. Now Republicans are.
Dude, this man has one of the worst jobs on the planet. It is crazy. Did she really kill woke by showing chest? No, that was a meme. Nobody gave a fuck that Sydney Sweeney looked great, okay? That wasn't like a real thing. People were just like joking off of that. This is a little bit different than that. You know what I mean? Like right-wingers were like, Sydney Sweeney killed woke by showing her tits. And of course, like leftists and liberals alike were just like making fun of that. But this is a little bit different because this is like a major, I mean, this is an American company just being like doing a meme about eugenics. It's more so a symptom of the times. It's like indicative of where we're at as a society. That corporations that used to try to like be fake woke are now going to be like fake right wing because ultimately they don't give a shit. They only care about profit.
Are going to be buying American Eagle.
And of course, Democrat politicians took the bait and decided to weigh in and get all upset about it. And Vice President J.D. Vance had some advice for them on it.
Political advice to the Democrats is continue to tell everybody who thinks Sydney Sweeney is attractive is a Nazi. that appears to be their actual strategy. I mean, it actually reveals something pretty interesting about the Dems, though, which is that you have like a normal, all-American, beautiful girl doing like a.
I will say this. I think the Republican politicians like actively talking about how hot Sydney Sweeney is so gross and it's going to backfire. Sydney Sweeney is a looker. It's like, dude, you're like 68 years old. Calm the fuck down, man.
Normal jeans ad, right? They're trying to sell jeans to kids in America, and they have managed to so unhinge themselves over this thing. And it's like, you guys, did you learn nothing from the November 2024 election? Like, I actually thought that one of the lessons they might take is we're going to be less crazy. The lesson they have apparently taken is we're going to attack people as Nazis for thinking Sydney Sweeney is beautiful. Great strategy, guys. That's how you're going to win the midterms, especially young American men.
Yeah, they're leaning into crazy. And then meanwhile, Sydney Sweeney, of course, is leaning into the whole thing because she realizes it's pretty hilarious. New video coming out showing her at a shooting range.
I can't begin to explain this enough. Corporations do not care. They only care about profit. If they think being woke is going to sell jeans, they're going to do the same ad, but with a black person. And then they're going to make the right wing go crazy. Okay? Which, by the way, I brought this up on the podcast Patreon episode as well. I was like, imagine if this was not Sydney Sweeney, but a black person, a black woman saying, these are my superior genes. What do you think the right wing reaction would be? And that's what it is. It's just like, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Corporations don't give a shit. Even right wingers don't necessarily give a shit until they're primed to get mad. Okay. I'm sure there was a similar a similar ad campaign in the past, but ultimately, as long as there isn't like a Matt Walsh and a Tucker Carlson and a fucking Ben Shapiro like constantly gearing people up to lose their minds, they're not going to care. But ultimately, remember, corporations do not care. They do not care. They do not have like, some corporations have like real ideology, like Ben and Jerry's, I would say, is like actually woke, right? They're not fake woke. They're real woke, right? They care about this shit and they'll put their money where their mouth is every now and then. But ultimately, corporations are only doing this because they think this is how you make money.
Knocking it up pretty good.
I mean, you love to see it. For me, as a single guy, anytime I see a young woman that can shoot, her value goes up. That means I can take her home to Texas. She understands. That means when I'm away from the family, she's going to protect the family.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it $150, dog. If she's a fucking registered Republican and she's talking about superior genes and shit, I don't think her family's going to be as inviting and as accepting. I don't even know if Sydney Sweeney's like that. I don't really I don't know enough. Like, people are saying she's a registered Republican. But if she got like hella Trump supporters in her family, I'm going to keep it $1.50. They're probably not going to be excited. At least that's what I know about the common meta.
And I just think this is beautiful. That they tried to destroy this woman, and her value is going up. She is just not beautiful, but she can shoot too. We're done here. We're done.
Practicing self-defense.
I mean, it's just beautiful. It didn't have to be like this. They could have just allowed American Eagle to have the win.
Right.
But now they picked the stupid fight, and J.D. Vance is right. And by the way, a good get by Ruthless Bros for getting up with the vice president.
Yeah, that was good.
They didn't learn anything from the election. They have no instincts anymore. It's kind of sad.